Hi guys, it's Tartan coming at you with another game of Geometry Dash. So let's just get back to cycles and see how much we can remember of it. I bet we'll do fine, or we'll die on very easily preventable spiky things. Perhaps one or two of the other. So all of these segments are harder than they look, right? Or much easier, depending on how good you are at the game. But we've done these intro sections many times, many dozens of times. And then the ball section isn't too rough, right? Until I did that, which is unnecessary. And that. Okay, so like I said, the beginning's easy. But now we're probably going to start messing up a lot. I usually do okay, and then, like, my eyes start blurring, you know, like the perceived motion of the levels eventually, you know, messes me up. Or I'm only good once every now and then, and it only happened to be the first run. I mean, good's doing a lot of work in that sentence. Obviously, I'm not good at the game. It'll be very, very clear in the moment where I make a mistake that is careless, like that one, that I'm not good. It doesn't matter, though. I'm cheerful about it. Oh god, that was... It's hard to be cheerful about that one. That was a bad death. Shouldn't really be dying there. Okay. The important thing is to just keep on doing what you always do and never change. Oh my god. Okay. You know what? Why don't I just change? Why don't we just do practice mode? Not for this part of it, but for the later part. Why don't we just actually start trying to get better at Geometry Dash? We can do that at any time, right? Right. Let's just do that. I may have chosen... Okay, guys, I think I chose a bad point to change it to practice mode. This was not a great plan. Alright, so, once again, I show a fundamental inability to understand how things work. It's alright, I tried. Oh, well. Right, every game, I need to just get an Xbox controller. Every game just interprets the PlayStation 4 controller I have as an Xbox controller, or ignores it, or I have a setting wrong. Anyway, it's always Xbox things in the pop-ups unless they're like shoddy ports. Terrible. Anyway, just when I tried to do practice mode, it was the dumbest idea ever. Isn't that just like me? That's pretty funny, though. Oh well, practice mode's useless. It's for other people that understand how it works. I will just keep on dying here. Man, I'm so bad at this game. It's okay, it doesn't matter. Come on. You know, sometimes I can regularly get through these parts. I would say often, and yet apparently not very often. my god, I'm so terrible. Wow. Now the little ball portion where I don't think it's hard, but I still die a lot. And here we go. Bounce, bounce, bounce. Easy. And now the hard part. There we go. The part where I always die. Although normally I die like right away, so that's not so bad. That's almost as far as I've ever been. Ah, come on. Embarrassing. Sometimes you just run right into an obstacle. Not like a tricky one, but a painfully, clearly simple one. And you're just as dead. I mean, I'm just as dead. Even if you know you're not supposed to do that. No, I was trying to buffer the jump there. You just couldn't tell by what happened in the middle and end of the sequence. But there you go. That was also not part of the plan, which you may have noticed by the dissolution of our square form. And there's that thing that happened in the practice mode perpetually. It just goes to show what a bad idea it was. And now I'll be embarrassed because there'll always be like a 15% practice mode thing on here. Ah, that's not how to do it. It's very clearly not how to do it. Alright, I used the up key because people say to use the up key. I did exactly as bad as normal. I don't think the input matters. I think I think it's me that's bad at the game. I use the controller, I use the mouse, I use W, I use up, I can use the spacebar. I'm still going to perpetually spin off into space sometimes. So is that what happened? The game just generated a practice mode checkpoint for me when I happened to already be in a 100% death spiral? That's fun. We'll try it again. Is it going to put me there where I'm dying? Yes, so we just have to, there we go. Okay. I'm not going to pretend to understand practice mode, but maybe this will help us make some progress. I'm getting bored with this level. Bored isn't the right word. I'm starting to think that I won't do it. Okay, There's no point in playing practice mode. It's harder than the real game. Man, that's super obnoxious. Just like this, man, that's the worst. I can't stand that. It's so annoying. We'll just have to do it the old-fashioned way. 1,000 attempts at a time. And have to explain away the embarrassing practice mode percentage by saying that I thought it would help, and then it didn't. It did the opposite of help, actually. It just bothered me. That's 2 different times I put it on, and it was awful both times. Seems like it's only good if you usually don't die at all, because as soon as you die, it just ruins your whole time. And at that point, why not just play the game? I died. Again. Terrible. Too much. Too much. Needed more control. That was very clearly true by the way that we exploded. That is not how to do it. You fall downward and then you jump. Afterward. Alright, well that won't do it either. Very obviously that won't. Come on. Apparently I need to encourage myself much more than that, because man, oh man, is it not getting anywhere. No, we're just getting as far as we normally get sometimes, then dying to easy stuff other times, and that's pretty normal. That's just about average play for me. But what's average play for me will be horrifyingly mediocre play for somebody else. But I'm not too upset about it. I sure know I'm not good. The death count that goes to the thousands would remind me of that, even if I'd forgotten again how bad I am. Yikes. That spaceship part, the rocket ship thing, rather, I don't think it's tough, it's just tough for me. I sure do it wrong every single time. Well, that's not the same as doing it wrong at the rocket ship part. That's, you know, qualitatively different. Still just as dead. An irrelevant distinction, perhaps. Does give me the opportunity to die there again. I thought I was going to die there again. Well, there's still a lot of opportunities to fail along the way. I'm so bad. I was trying to change the music. It's like a 2-button keybind. I need a 1-button keybind because it's like the function and then the like F4, and those buttons are way too far apart for one of my hands on the keyboard, which makes it not very useful if I'm holding a controller. Better solution would be to have a curated playlist rather than every MP3 that I have in the audio library on random, but I mean, ain't nobody got time for that. Anyway, I would have died to something else on that run anyway. It's not important what we die to on any given run. The only thing that's important is that in this run we're about to die in the rocket ship. There we go. I didn't know if it would be right there, but It was right there. Now we know. That's worse than normal. Oh, come on. Gotta get with it. Gotta get back to the rocket ship portion so I can die to the same old thing again, as is traditional. That's the exact thing I'm not supposed to do there, and I did it. I'm rewarded for that mistake with sudden crushing defeat. Alas. If only it was the first time I had died of that mistake there, so that I could claim to be learning something from it. Instead, I must confess, oh, it's been so many times. Well, now we'll have to get back there again to die there. As dying to easy nonsense removes our preferred fate, which is to die later than that, and it doesn't happen. Absolutely shameful. I just want to die over and over at 60%. I don't want it to look like I can't get out of that. I want to die later in the map, like a reputable person would. Oh, come on. Why am I the way I am? Hey Q, it's going alright. I keep dying at the same place. I tried to use practice mode, it went super bad. And then I tried to go again, and then it annoyed me, so I'm just not gonna bother with it, I think. Either that or I'll try again later. Yeah. So like, once I went into practice mode, and then I was just like perpetually flung into space. Dying over and over and over, where I literally couldn't do anything. It just started me already spinning upwards, and then I kept dying until I reset. And then another time, it just kept... I died in this weird clumsy spot, and it kept spawning me, like, right where I was dying, like, really shortly after I came back. So I just figured, you just won't do that. I'll just get to the rocket ship portion every now and then fail like a gentleman. I can delete checkpoints. I don't know anything about that. I've never really used practice mode. I actively avoided it, and then I was trying to use it, and then it just frustrated and confused me. Which is sort of the story of my life. I do things for some stubborn reason, and then whenever I try to change, I, like, so closed-minded that I can't see any other way than the one that I already had, even when I know the way I was doing things isn't good. Hello, Bouncy Block. Hello, Devil Speak. Yeah, cause my overlay too is not the actual buttons on the controller, due to, you know, whatever reasons. It didn't work at all, and then I changed some buttons around, so now it, you know, the game just treats it like it's an Xbox controller, even though it isn't one. And I don't own an Xbox controller, and I haven't really played with one for, well, I don't know, a long time. 12 years, something like that. Anyway, enough to where I only vaguely remember where the lettered things are supposed to be on one. Is it the same as the Super Nintendo? Is it transposed? A at the bottom, then B on like 90 degrees to the right, and then X and then Y, like A above the thing. But it's, you know, anyway, it doesn't matter. No! I could be right. I'm terrible. At the game, I'm doing fine. How are you? I am using a PS4 controller. I also have, you know, like a mouse, but I do worse with it, and a keyboard, but I do worse with it. I have this controller because I was gonna buy one a couple years ago, or a controller, and then my brother was like, "Oh, I have this one laying around," so I just got it. I am terrible. Oh, man. Sometimes I get far enough to die on the rocket ship, I swear. It's true. I've got the documentation right here. It might be hard to find through all of the sifts of dying on stationary stupid spears. Alright. Ball mode! Soon we will die to something else, but not ball mode. Ball mode will never betray us. We usually do okay in ball mode. Obviously, we die sometimes. Ship mode. We're gonna die to ship mode. No! I knew I would die to ship mode, because I'm bad. Also, I have died there many times. I don't know how many. Dozens. A lot of times. Not as many as I've died to that specific block, which has some sort of impenetrable shield around it, to where I literally can't see it until I've already run into it. It's not true. I know I'm supposed to jump over it. I just don't do it. I look at it and then die. I don't know why I am the way I am, and I refuse at this point to find out. No! Similarly, that one gets me. I think the three triangle spread block, the triple spike, that's my worst block in the whole game. Because everything else is just like timing. That's timing too. But everything else, the timing feels more up my alley, you know. Do this now and not wait until this exact moment to make this choice. Because most of the other jumps, it's more forgiving. Alright, now we enter the Tunnel of Teeth. Now we're gonna die here again. Yes, we're gonna die here again. Obviously, we'll die there again. Like, if we get through the first block, it's easy, because all of that is, like, automatic. Because that's just all, hey, do the right thing. You don't have to worry about the triple blocks, which are much, much more specific on when you have to do the action. Alright, through the tunnel, and now we can die here. Yep, now we can die there. Why is that a part of that song? I need to find it and delete it. That's so obnoxious. I mean, I'm sure, I don't want to be rude about other people's art. I'm sure it made sense to them when they put that into the song. But I think stuff like sirens and simulations of emergency alerts are both bad to put in songs and annoying. Here, I'll use this to segue into a song I like that I hate. It's called Mr. Ambulance Driver. It's a song by the Flaming Lips. It's about 4 minutes and 20 some odd seconds long. It's on At War with the Mystics, right? I think so. And it would be amazing. It would be such a good song, except there's a siren that goes on for the whole thing. And I don't know anything about music editing, but I don't think you can just remove terrible sounds from songs. So anyway, Mr. Ambulance Driver is essentially unlistenable, and it's a beautiful song with good vocals and good instrumentation that isn't the sirens, and like really good lyrics. So if you don't mind songs with incredibly poor orchestration choices like sirens, Mr. Ambulance Driver by the Flaming Lips, great track except for the part that's terrible. Anyway, I'm a huge fan of the band, actually, although it doesn't sound like it from that. But anyway, I need to find that song in my library and destroy it. Ah, terrible. You say I look like EVW. I have no idea who that is, but someone has said that in the last couple of days. I used to have a large mustache, but there was a terrible accident. So I'm getting different physical comparisons now than I used to. It used to be a lot of Dr. Robotnik, or rather Eggman, because I think that is what he's called in the films. And people thought that I looked like, well, a dead cube, like Jim Carrey's Robotnik from the Sonic movies. Whenever I had my large mustache, which I miss very dearly. It's a pretty recent loss. I shouldn't have brought it up. Alright, through the tunnel of vigorous and vicious teeth, and now here to the part in the ship where we always die. Yes, to the part where we always die. I'm so bad at this game. I appreciate all of your hopefulness. EVW is a bald Geometry Dash creator. Well, you know, I hope he always knew he was going to be bald, because it's sometimes like really rough on dudes if they didn't expect it. I don't mean to be rude about people's problems, but I always thought I was going to be bald even as a child, so like I frequently had a haircut like this as a little kid. And, you know, as an older kid and as an adult, I can and do cut my own hair. This is the only haircut I know, though. I also get annoyed with the guides, so I only ever do straight metal. And now you're understanding the mustache accident. But anyway, I suppose it's good for me that I look like a famous person. It's always good for people to have a frame of reference. Oh, I fell down. He said he didn't know he was gonna be bald, but he pokes out fun sometimes. Yeah, like I don't want to get too into it. I'm like an incredibly vain person, right? But it's not about my physical appearance at all. Like I was a very vain child, and I'm basically the exact same as I was when I was 6 years old. I know that sounds bad, and it is bad. But so because my malformed personality was pretty locked in rather early, like the opportunity for physical vanity had not really presented itself, so I don't have to worry about that. But my father was bald, and you know, my grandfather was bald, and I just always was told that I'd be bald, and I was prepared for it. Oh no! I crashed. Now we get to the easy part again, unless we die on it, in which case it becomes a part that we will have to nickname the part that deserves more respect. That's an important part of getting through parts on maps that you previously nicknamed easy. Got to show the respect. No! Terrible! GamerOG said, good job, you only beat 4 levels once in blast processing. I don't think I've played that one yet. It must be harder than what I've done. And Zendel, you say Cycles is one of your favorite levels. You know, it's very cool, and if I were better, you know, I would have left it in the past with a positive memory. I really like Time Machine. I mean, I know I struggled on it for a bit, but I really did like it. I struggled for more time on Jumper, or more attempts, but I think maybe a longer physical amount of human time spent on Time Machine. We'll have to check the attempts here after a bit. We're probably getting up. Yeah, only 600 cycles attempts. You say the only reason it's not your favorite level is the massive influx triple spikes. They really mess with me. They're probably the thing that I'm worst at besides all the stuff with the rocket ship that you... Because I'll just do that, I'll just die. And then thinking about it, it'll even make me run into a double spike, which is not a triple spike at all. You can tell by the way it is. I'm so bad at this game. No, what? Houston Outros, you say I should use the practice mode to practice the ship part. I don't understand the mode. It went badly for me when I tried to use it earlier. Once practice mode flung me off perpetually into space and I literally couldn't do anything. And then another time it just kept parking me right in front of death. And that was annoying too. And if I get annoyed, I am like really immature. That'll come up a lot in my conversations, how badly I deal with my emotions. So I usually just say, okay, I'm not going to do that anymore whenever I get annoyed. Because there's no one to stop me from quitting. No, it's a funny dichotomy, right? Because I'll do a level 1,000 times. Like I did 1,083 jumper attempts. But if I had done 5 of them while I was like properly annoyed, like not understanding what I was doing, I would have just put the game away forever. Because there's different sorts of frustration, right? There's the frustration of being unable to execute or perceive the solution, which in Geometry Dash is just to hit the button at the proper time. Even if I keep on doing it wrong, that is what it is. Whereas my problems with practice mode are significantly different and unlike any of my video game related problems. My problems with practice mode are more like my problems with life. They're problems with my ability to functionally understand the way that systems work and apply. They're problems with my ability to generalize what I've learned into other aspects. My problems with practice mode just reminds me that I'm lousy at being a person. My problems with Geometry Dash remind me that I'm bad at being a video game player, and that's easier for me to take, if that makes any sense. No, 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 no! Okay, so I bounce the top, and that gives you, like, a bunch of velocity in the other way, maybe? So you take off the auto checkpoints. Ah, terrible. My best on the map right now is like 65% or something. Which we have not improved on today, not even one measly percentage. Ah, and we're apparently not going to, not with performance like that. Say 1,000 attempts may seem like a lot, but you're playing an extreme demon called Sonic Wave, and you're 40,000 attempts in, your best is only 48. No, I'm not beating myself up for taking attempts. I'm just saying, like, when you say 40,000, I'm like, yeah, that sounds awesome. Extreme Demon, because Insane Demon wasn't hard enough. Oh yeah, that one trombone. I did indeed lose the mustache. It was an accident. It's very sad. Oh no. Thanks for your belief, Quinn. I think what I'll actually do is die at the rocket ship over and over and over and over again. But we might actually spice that up by not getting there several times in between dying there. And that is, you know, that's what keeps the people watching and coming back for more, I assume. It's never being quite sure if I'm going to make some boneheaded play right here or wait until the rockets and then make a boneheaded play. Terrible, terrible. I was so sure we were going right through. I was like, all right, just don't hit anything, and it's going to arc up. It's going to be fine. It's okay. We haven't even done this 1,000 times yet. I think we're on just like number 700. And of course, I have no idea what happens after the ship part, which means even after I get through it, I'm highly likely to be dying somewhere in the next 30% of the level. Just because, again, I'm not very good. Like, I had to tell you that after you saw that. Ridiculous. Terrible. I just thought I was going to die like 2% further than that. And that, I didn't think I was going to die to that or that, and yet now it's just ridiculous. I should have planned that and then like tried to be funny about it. You know, 3, 2, 1, haha, you know, what an observation. What, and then an even smaller one? Okay. Reality is very troll. I guess those are smaller ones that were accessible earlier. You know, I almost never die there. I didn't even notice they were little. Are they a joke to me? They are. You made a level for me? Awesome. Yeah, I'll definitely check that out right after I die here this time. We'll go and check that out. There we go. Right after we die, we'll go check it out. Alright. Ah, not like that.
Don't tear it. More carrots. Where's Garrett?
Terrible. What is going on with this song? Okay, so straight, then here, no. This is harder than the real level. I don't. I don't. I don't think I can do this. I don't. I don't think I can do this. Okay, what's even the point? Clearly, I'm never going to be able to do this. I appreciate you making the level to demonstrate to me that I was never, ever going to be able to do this. It's a fluke every time I get through. And that's not even getting through, because there's still more right there that I've never been past and never will. I know that you weren't trying to break my spirit, Bouncy Block. It's not your fault. My spirit is very brittle, totally useless. It would crack in, like, you know, normal standard temperature and pressure conditions. I appreciate the good luck that people are giving. I'm not, like, upset that I'll never get it. I can just see now that I'll never get it. I made it to the tunnel where I always die. I've made it to that tunnel in normal mode like a dozen times. I've died in normal mode here this many times too, and I never got any better at it. Terrible. Ah, man. What? How did that one? I mean, that one I get, but how did the one before that one not work? That one I understand too. I'm still complaining about the one 3 times ago, not the current one or the one before that or the one before that one. No, that one I understand also, but back to the one that was 5 times ago. What was going on there? And again, that one I understand totally fine. No problem with it. to try to fall into the portal, not swing into it. I don't even know what that means in terms of these portals. Alright, so that's further than I'd ever been, and then there's more tunnel. I feel I'm just as likely to get through it. So we need to go into the portal in the opposite direction of, no, just the top of them every time? No, that's not good either. We need to go into the top of them every time just for consistency? No, that's not good either. Top of the blue, bottom of the yellow ones? Play Tidal Wave, it's easy. Yes, we all like my pain. Little do you know, I've already died on Tidal Wave like 80 times. I've gotten to 2% on Tidal Wave, and I expect my medal in the mail any day, Dio. I appreciate your guys' optimism, but I don't think that's true. I just think that after I got here 300 times, I was going to get through the tunnel once, and that's the one time. Although it would have been incredibly obnoxious if I had gotten through and beaten the level. That would have been worse than not doing it, maybe. Okay. I swear these timings change every freaking time I come through here. Sometimes I'll just like hit one like very briefly, and it just I don't know. I don't. It's not consistent at all. I'm sure it like works within the physical engine of the game, but it's not consistent to me at all. That one was just because I'm bad. I don't know what happened there. Have I beaten Jumper? Yes, I beat Jumper in 1,083 attempts. I played all the levels in a row, so this is the level that I'm on now. Maybe the last level I ever play. Because doing this, you know, a couple hundred times in a row just illustrates that I'm not ever going to be able to do it. Play the last part of the level, I can't get there. I only got there the once. I mean, I'm not opposed to doing this 200 more times. So let go of the button about a half a second before I go into the portal. Not like that. Well, clearly not that way either. It does seem to help. I think, you know, it's definitely good advice, but I'm sure I won't execute it properly, you know, when it matters, or in any run where I get through the tunnel. What? Not... What was he... hours, 2 times total out of the tunnel. Out of probably 300 rocket ship crashes total. No, I don't think I've been here 300 times. Only 197 in this zone, and probably only like 60 in cycles itself. I shouldn't be too generous. Yes, once every 100 times we might get out of the tunnel. So, yeah, I mean, totally doable. I appreciate you making it. It's like, I don't know why. Like, why am I dying to that specific triple spike like 70 times? Can't do the beginning of the metal level, can't do the... Yes, like sleeping on himself. No, I've actually absolutely experienced that. Like, I'll grind a level for hours and hours and hours, and like Jumper, I did, like 1,000 times per. I woke up at first 5 minutes, just got it. And Time Machine, I want to say, was maybe not that early in a stream, but yeah, and like I think like my Can't Let Go, which I had a lot of trouble with too, tapping on like my Polargeist Drought. Almost every single level, it was like I would wake up and get some reps in, and then that's when it would come back out and do a little better. But I don't think that's gonna happen this time. I think if it was gonna happen for me, it would have happened already. Oh man. Like Oh man, I'm so bad. It would be embarrassing, but I don't really have the capacity for embarrassment. That's not really precise, but I'm not embarrassed by the things that embarrass. I shouldn't say normal people. That would be hurtful to other people who aren't normal. You know, I'm very easily embarrassed but not by what people think should embarrass me. I'm embarrassed to like exist and have emotions, but not like, you know, by reasonable things. I find existing at all to be tremendously embarrassing, actually. I just try to ignore it, though. Because, well, the only other alternative is much more drastic than ignoring it, and not at all very good table conversation. It's all about having the right mindset, after all. And this game cleverly provides you with reincarnation, so that it doesn't matter how bad you do. There's, after all, no point in focusing on it. Yeah. There's, after all, no point in focusing on it. I appreciate the tips. A lot of people tend to find me frustrating, which I get and don't like argue with them about. But part of that is whenever I've sort of like decided on a course of action, it can be tough to dislodge me from it. Even and especially if it's one that doesn't make sense or is like impractical or stupid. Because the way I feel about things is like basically entirely divorced from reality. And that's true for everyone, but I notice it. Hey, new best, 66%. That is further than we've ever legitimately gotten down the tunnel. 1% improvement. That is what it's all about. Ugh. At least it gives you the little swirly thing when you do 1% better. It doesn't matter that it's just very, very slightly better, imperceptibly better. They give you the reward, and that's what it's all about. It's all about the shiny particles that apparently get counted up for reasons that probably should be important to me, but definitely aren't. I think you can buy cosmetic things with them. I don't care. I like who I am. I've always wanted to be a green cube with blue eyes, and now I can be. I know you're thinking, always wanted? Yes, always. Don't fact check me, bro. I crashed into the wall. Terrible. Still, I am actually very pleased that we got 1% better, because we'd been at 65%, you know, all day, and we were just like 64 for the day before that. So if we continue on getting 1% per day, and right now we're at 66%, in like 10 or 20 years, we'll definitely have beaten the game. I ran into the triangle again. Fantastic. I forgot to jump. That's bad. this first part of the level looks as if it would be scary, but it's actually just like learning what to hit and not to hit, which doesn't take that long. And this part's trivial. And then if I wasn't bad, this part wouldn't be hard. But I am, so it is. New best, 67%. Amazing. Have I tried the platformer levels? I don't think so. I played a custom that was like a platformer, but it was explained to me that that's not actually what it is. It was like a tower, and you like bounced off of the walls and climbed up the tower, and it was the coolest thing, but somebody said it wasn't a platformer. Alright, let's see if we can get these numbers up. Those are rookie numbers. We're gonna have to 70%. Another dramatic improvement. Several percentage points. Alright. Huge percentage increase just because. Nope. Ah, why did I do that? 77%. Still. Wow, that's already all the way at 77. That means we get through that little room and it's like 85. Almost done. Yeah. So we get through that, you jump the other thing, and then there's a yellow bounce that you absolutely have to hit or you die. Like all the other mandatory stuff in the game. Yes, if I want the last ball practice. I mean, I feel like it's something I can do without that, I hope. We're already robbing so many of the good feelings from my future self by, like, practicing it all. If we already see the finish line, you know, hang up our little, flat-faced mouth right after the win, maybe. Because I never know what's going to feel good, but if I think something won't, you know, just avoid it. That's my motto. Just avoid everything. I crashed. Aye, aye, aye. Cycles is the last level for the game's turning point. Yeah, that's when the anger faces turn into very anger faces. I don't know the names of pictures. I frustrate people by referring to emojis as the things they appear to be. I don't understand emojis very well. Whenever I see a new one, I have to like paste it into Google on my computer. I don't use a smartphone, which is also why I don't need to know what emojis are most of the time. But sometimes, like, my friends in Discord will use one that I don't understand at all, so I'll have to Google it. It's usually always something dumb. I don't mean to be reductive, but often if people find one specific picture that conveys all of their thoughts on a subject, well, how much work is it doing? I don't mean like the heart or the saluting face. Very clearly, those are excellent. What's better than an old saluting face, I wonder? Not crashing into this wall? If only. If only such a thing were possible. At least so much of the level has this pleasant sort of red plaid, black and white scale, and it isn't like, you know, any of those offensive, shocking yellow greenish colors that sting the eyes. Alright. Through the Tunnel of Teeth. I crashed again. I crashed again. Bye Bouncy Block, thanks again for the tips and for setting the map thing up for me. I appreciate your wisdom and your positivity. Tunnel of Teeth. No, you can't take my special names. They're all I've got. I can't trade on my Geometry Dash skills. It's gotta be for my verbose and silly nicknames that I give to things. You wouldn't have been around for the Tunnel of Pink Doom. Is that in Jumper? I would be able to tell you where it's at if I was in it. I would be like, oh yes, this one's got, it's like a weird little pink T-Rex mouth, and that's why it's the Tunnel of Pink Doom. I didn't die in that tunnel very often, but I had to give it a respectable name because I died there sometimes. And the Tunnel of Teeth is done, and now, perilous rocket ship section. Will we die here or slightly after here? Find out today. Slightly after here, got it. Amazing. Alright. Now it is game time. No, it is not. Now it is crash time. Just one level after this that I can enjoy Clutterfunk? Yes. In 10 or 12 eons. 1 or 2 geologic ages of the Earth. Maybe I'll get through this level. But I would not hold your breath, both because it is not safe, not useful, and, well, it would hurt. It would hurt to try to hold your breath until I beat this level. It's probably not even going to happen today. Especially not with terrible performance like that, where I just run right into a very clear, simple obstacle. Terrible. You just got all the coins in Time Machine, you've been ignoring them for months. Grats! I've never gotten a single coin. I mean, I've accidentally picked some up sometimes, but I think you have to finish the level. I don't think it's enough to just touch them and then die immediately afterward. If it was, I would have gotten several. Hey! No. Oh. So bad, so very bad. Okay, terrible. I've heard Theory of Everything 2 is very, very solid. It comes super highly recommended by a lot of folks. But that's several levels away, and I'll probably never play it. I could start playing them out of order since I'm never going to beat this one. But I've been doing them in order. And wouldn't it just make more sense to quit? I'm only joking. I don't want to quit. Just because I don't think I'm ever going to be able to get it doesn't mean I'm like despairing of it. I don't actually mind this level. There were several levels that I didn't like being stuck on far more than this. Like, I think Poltergeist was like bright yellow at the start maybe. And I hated that. I couldn't, it hurt my eyes. The very, very bright yellow and bright green background in the game messes with me. Can't take too much of it. It's important that the beginning color scheme of a level be soothing, since that's what I'm gonna see 1,000 times. The Tunnel of Teeth. And now we'll die in here. Alright, now we'll die in here, but that's better. New best. Ah, there you go. There's the tunnel there. 83%. It turned me around, and I needed to be looking at what I would need to do. And instead I ran right into a great big wall. But that's respectable. 83%, I mean, that's close enough to believe that you can do it. I'll have to reevaluate my confidence in my ability to someday be able to do this level. Because while I die on the first part-ish, this middle, you know, like 40%, between really like 25 and 65 is kind of essential. Well, 65 is a little bit strong. That's part of the ship section already. Between 25 and 55. Oh my stars. As I was saying, 56%, that's a real doozy. That's where it's normal to start dying. Ugh. Alright, you're saying that Deadlock took you 10,000 on mobile? That's rough. The mirror portal got me, yes, indeed. Alright, what's our death now? Only 713, you know, we've been getting far. The death count's barely going up. See? We'll get it before 1,000, maybe. Maybe not. Maybe right now. No, I don't think it'll be right now. Could be. It's more likely to be right now than it was to be any other run that we've done, and that's just because they've already happened, and I don't want to spoil the results of Geometry Dash for you, but I died in every single one of them. Yep, it's true. Every single run. But I ain't proud of it or nothing. No, what? Okay, that one, I don't even know if I was looking at the screen anymore. I don't... Must have hit the portal at a real weird angle. Or done something at a weird angle. Maybe I hit one of those fake orbs in the air. Maybe I got fooled. Nope. Oh my. Truly garbage play. Oh man alive. Just awful. Just awful. Are you kidding me? Normally I don't dig vocals in my electronica, but this is totally strange. Still don't know if I'm all about it. Sort of invasive. I don't have standards for electronica. I never used to listen to it until like just a few years ago, I guess. But I like it more when there aren't human voices involved. You need to ask me a person that's very personal to you? Okay. If I don't want to answer it, I'll ignore it, like all other things in life that I ignore. Do I like Sprite? Yeah, I like Sprite. Alright, Tunnel of Teeth secured. Will we die here ignominiously, or gloriously make it into the tunnel and die right here? Man, I'm so bad. At least we made, like, really good progress. I mean, you could say almost 20%. That's doing a lot of work, given that they are counted in discrete 1% increments. So it would be very easy to say the amount that we've improved, but almost 20%. Thanks to the hard work of those in chat who both made the practice level and convinced me to play it by lying and saying that I was doing better in the tunnels. Like, look at that. Does that look better to you? I mean, it technically is. All right. No! I mean, I shouldn't act like the practice wasn't helpful. It definitely was. That is, you know, we've been getting through a few times in normal mode, and we never did it before we did that practice mode chunk, so it has to have helped. I'm so bald. Why? I can and do cut my own hair. I used to have a tremendous mustache. I cut it off by accident while I was shaving my head. So normally, in recent times, terrible. In recent times, people principally identified me by my mustache. Like at work, people would be like, oh, he's the guy with the mustache. And even if somebody else had one, if they saw me standing by them, they knew they meant me. But unfortunately, all good mustaches must come to an end due to carelessness. You died in 68 in Club Step? Oh, that's rough. It's too bad. How old am I? I am 38 years old. The mustache for the camera, if you go and check out any of my older videos or live streams over the last many months, they all have me with a mustache. I don't put videos up very much because I've never edited a video. I've uploaded like more than 1,000 to YouTube now, but I've never edited a single one. I know that's not anything to be proud of. It's merely a statistic, merely a fact, just a demonstration of who I am. But if you look in any videos from just a few days ago or more, you will see the mustache in its glory, which was considerable. It's not just me that says this. It was sort of like my trademark. All right. Yeah, Liam, I think the people are trolling or something. You don't want to give too much attention to people, right? When they're asking for it, but oh, sigh. Because I mean, how do you tell people that are acting silly on the internet to stop? I mean, you can try. I can try. I wish I could split my consciousness more effectively, or like time travel, and then I could, you know, remove messages and still play video games rather than have to budget my feelings with people wasting my time with my desires to spend my time the way that I want. But you don't cure internet trolls by asking for, you know, their consideration of how it feels to have your time wasted. You just talk about them in vague terms, and then they roast you for a bit until they get bored. It's super obnoxious, but you know, they know what they're doing, and I just wish I didn't know what they were doing. We were all young once. Well, I mean, not me. I was an infant and then an adult, is what my mother tells people. No, I've never played Counter-Strike. I mean, I've played it like 3 things. Nick for Days, you say it makes you feel like you're in 2012 again. The webcam, the mic, the house pack, right? Well, thanks, man. Yeah, it's very much that. You know, it's this is just me playing in my room with the Cloud HyperX 2. It was made in 2013. You know, like the specific year's not important. You know, he just means the general vibe, I think. But no, I do not play Counter-Strike currently, and I might have played, you know, 10 matches total in my whole life. I had time to pause in the middle of the run to read chat because I saw there were a lot of messages, and I was like, well, this is a good spot. I know I've got free time here. You can't die for like 3 seconds, so it's a good time to pause. What a terrible viewing experience for the run. This will be the run, and it'll be broken up by me pausing in the middle of it like an amateur. Nope. Actually, I've just driven into the wall instead, taking away the possibility of my beautiful cycle's first ever victory being segmented by me pausing to chat to people. Not that pausing to chat to people is bad. In fact, it is good. But in the middle of a, you know, world record me first run ever, and how would that be a world record? Well, it would be the first time I ever did it on this world. I know you might be thinking, is that what those terms are for? Well, they are now. I died. World first. So yeah, believe me, I'm aware that y'all aren't my therapist. If you were my therapist, I wouldn't show up for my appointments, and I wouldn't make my appointments, and I wouldn't pay you, and I won't have seen any of you for like 16 years. You think I'm confusing y'all with somebody else? You are the one that's mistaken. Alright, here we go. No. Okay, so underneath that one. Got it. 90%. There we are. Hello, Colton plays PUBG and Minecraft. I have not played PUBG, but I do play Minecraft from time to time. Mainly hardcore, and also I plant a very large amount of wheat. I've stopped saying it's a medium amount of wheat. I skipped saying it's a large amount, unless I said it sometimes. Now I call it a very large amount of wheat. It's underselling it a little bit. It's a proper wheat field. But I played Minecraft for the first time just like 7 months ago or so. Wonderful game. Had a lot of fun with it. This is what I played for my first big chunk of months when I was back on YouTube here. But now I've been playing different games here and there. Okay. Terrible. Hello, yes, I like Sprite. Your phone died, you said? I think most of the people with an active interest in being disruptive have gotten bored, but I do not know if that is true. And of course, there is no way of knowing if me saying that will annoy them and make them wish to be tedious again. Who can really fathom the mind of another after all? But, like, I'm not trying to tempt fate or anything, but people have been mean to me, like, my whole life. So, like, it's not, like, I don't love it. But it doesn't surprise me when I look down and someone's, like, trying to upset me on purpose. That's just been, like, sort of my whole life experience with other people. So I try not to take it too personally. People don't like me because of the way I am, and I get that. I'm not trying to argue with anybody about it. And sometimes they just want to talk because, you know, other people are around, and it's not about me at all. Ah, terrible, terrible. You asked him if he actually likes Sprite. You know, I imagine it's a question he gets a lot with a name like that. Probably not as often as the question that he wants to get, which is... Or that they want to get, sorry. No idea who you are. But that they want to get, which is, would you like a free Sprite? Which I cannot offer you, for I do not give free Sprite to anyone. Unless I'm at work. And then I don't give free Sprite to anyone, the boss does. And I just, you know... Say, hey, would you like a Sprite? You're like, yeah, I'm like, well, you work here. Go get your own. Not really. I'm not that mean. I am that mean, but I would only do that if I thought it was going to be funny, and then I would go get them the Sprite. Or rather, I would only do that when I thought it was going to be funny, because after saying it, I can see right now that it would definitely be funny, at least sometimes. And I don't always know when the right time to try to be funny is. In fact, I often don't, but... I always know when I want to try. Hey Quinn, how's it going? Hello Auroras, how are you? We are trying to make progress. It is theoretically happening now. We'll just do this, and we'll go around, and then we have somewhat complex ball section. It's not too tricky. And now we're here again. Up, down, up, down, down, up, down. Okay, no, we need to not do the first one at all and just bounce off the second one. I don't think we need to juggle through it. That's as far as we've ever been. You'll beat Cycles for Luck. That's excellent. Yes, thank you. People often do that to help me out. It works. One of my friends, whenever I was stuck on Time Machine, or no, it might have been Jumper the other day, she was like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna just absolutely beat this game like a drum. I believe she was already quite experienced. She's like, oh, I beat Jumper. Ooh, I beat Time Machine. Ooh, I beat Cycles and Clutterfunk. Ooh, look at me, I'm so much better than you and everything. She didn't say any of those things. That was just like, that was what I was feeling, laughing, looking at like the Steam achievements. I'm like, man, she put a killing on this game, and here I am with like, just trying to get this one thing, and it's like, because I guess she hadn't played on Steam as a platform, so she got to get all the achievements all over again. but my friends don't normally mess with me. But I'll tell stories as if they're being somewhat teasing, but I don't really respond well to it, so they don't really do it to me. I have good friends. I'm not a good friend, because I'm like, you know, very self-centered. Sid cycles felt unbalanced to you? In what way? Ah, terrible. You speed all coins one attempt. Nice. Well, you are clearly much more experienced than me. 2 coins for Yes You Like Sprite. You guys will hopefully bring me luck. We did get a little bit far in that last attempt. Well, not the very last one, but you know, the one before that one and that one and that one. So not the last one at all. You're gonna go try to beat Deadlocked or Club Step? Well, I appreciate that. And Club Step, to be clear, that's different than X Step, right? That's like, Club Step's like a further along level. Or is it the one that's right there? Alright, we picked up a coin somehow. Serious business time. Okay. So we jump into the portal and that'll reverse it somehow. Not sure how. 92%. You guys are bringing me such good luck. After all, 92% is way more than 65%, which is what I started this with, unless it was 66%. I don't know how many more it is. I would have no way of knowing. Club Step is several levels after. Maybe it's one of the hidden levels. I see the name said a lot, but I don't know that I ever have, like, you know, seen it written down inside of the game as I cycle through things. But I guess they have the first party locked levels. Oh, it's the third hardest level. That must be why I hear it. Oh, the third hardest of the official levels, rather, not of all the levels. That's like Acheron and Avernus and, you know, Tidal Wave and all the other silly things people have sent me to fail on. Speaking of, let's just try to get through this tunnel nice and clean. No! I flew off into space. You beat Theory of Everything 2 on first try, Yes I Like Sprite. Awesome, good job. And Deadlocked, yeah, I've heard of those, yep. I've played the level called Dash because somebody wanted to see me try it, but I only got to, like 15% or whatever, maybe not even that far, I might be misremembering. Why did I not jump? I was just looking around. Wave is like the thing that looks like you're in the video game Asteroids, where it's just like a waveform, it goes up and down and makes little like beams of light, like a laser beam. Yeah, every time I get into that in a custom map, I just like quit. I'm like, okay, this is where I stop playing. Terrible. Oh, come on. Oh man, maybe I'm getting too tired. Awful. No, 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 I don't believe it. I don't believe it. That can't have happened to me. No. 97%. No. The good news is I no longer believe that I'm never going to beat this level. The bad news is, oh, how agonizingly close. No. Oh, it hurts. Was it really just that? Was that the last jump? I just did it very slightly off. Yeah. Well, sometimes you walk the line and sometimes it walks you. Hey, Kamoshida. Yeah, we got to 97. Very exciting. Unfortunately, it is getting to be my bedtime, and I am also feeling a bit tired. I just wanna. You'll be deadlocked for me to make the luck go even faster. But I just want to give it. I want to give it one more shot, maybe more than one. But I gotta go to bed soon-ish. But this isn't gonna be the last run unless it's the last run, and then we'll still do some of the next level a couple times for the old outro. So don't worry. A failure here doesn't mean the last attempt of the day. Maybe I'll wake up tomorrow morning and crack it in like 5 minutes anyway. That is what is traditional. Ah, terrible. But still, without our valuable viewer making us that practice thing for the rocket ship part, I probably would still be stuck on it, so... Alright. Will this be the one? No, I've got a bad feeling about it. I think we'll die to something dumb. Alright, this part's easy. No, I forgot to jump again. No, no, no. You jump into the portals and then they fling you. Alright, 93%. That would have been so good if it weren't for an earlier 97. I think I died at 97 on Time Machine also. But that wasn't like a long stuck. I was stuck at like 91% on Jumper for a hot minute, man. Like a while. No, no, what? No. Alright. Will this be the one? No, I don't think so. I don't have the good feeling about it. It could be, though. Now my eyes are starting to brighten. It's all coming into clear focus. Will today be the day of heroism? No, I fell down and crashed. It's all so clear to me now. What was coming into focus was the last day of Block's life. Awful. Got a bunch of chat to read. You're talking about your bad beats and your levels and stuff. All right. Good things. It's always so impressive to me with like people in chat. It's like y'all are so experienced at this game, and it's interesting that you're still choosing to watch me. But I'm very flattered and happy to have you. But it's just like, I guess there's a certain fun in watching a noob just make terrible mistakes over and over. Said you got this like years ago on your iPad. Yeah, it's funny. A lot of people have been telling me similar stories like that. They're like, "Oh yeah, I got this on my Chromebook. I was supposed to be paying attention in school." And I was like, "Man, I would have played this. Oh man, I would have played this so much if I had been able to play this in school." Of course, I'm old, so back in my day, we didn't have Geometry Dash. We just drew pictures on the calculators. And no, not really. We had graphic calculators that had like band games on them, you know, Mafia and stuff like that. We were already doing stuff we weren't supposed to do back in my day. It just wasn't awesome like this. It was like mediocre and why? Okay. Ugh. No. No. I don't mean to be like, why is anyone here? But like, it's very cool that people are watching it. Makes me happy. It's always good to get attention, or so it has been explained to me by a professor who was like, animals love attention. Here, let me prove it to you with a bunch of charts and graphs. And at the end, I was like, you know, this dude clearly seems to believe that he's right, and I don't know enough about any of this to argue with him. And at the end, I got an A in the class. I don't remember anything. It's called learning and memory, but you know, it's a long time ago. Yeah, I guess I would have been in learning and memory. Oh geez, this one hurts to say. 15 years ago. It seems so recent to me. It's the longer your life is, the more shocked you are that the past has become so far away from you, I think. Hey, Natasha. It's an AI explanation thing for some reason. Like on the stream? That's funny. Oh no. Say I should try challenges at some point. Perhaps. For me, it's all a challenge. Attempt 100. Well, maybe in this segment. What is the actual number of attempts here on cycles? 815. Ah, terrible. Oh, okay. Yeah, Oh man, I have got to go to bed. Yeah, I gotta go to bed. How am I gonna play games for like 10 hours tomorrow if I don't get my sleep? Also, like, my eyes aren't working so good anymore. They're blending in with my eyelids. I don't know what to call that. Death? Sleep? It's one of those. It's hard to tell the difference. They're cousins, after all. I think it was Nos that reminded us of that. I'm only playing. I know it was Nos that reminded us of that. So, will this be the last run? No. Unless we win. Alright, this will be the last run. Because I've got to go to bed. But, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I really hope you've enjoyed this episode of Geometry Dash. Alright, it's not going to be the last run until I finish doing the sign-off. I lied. I'm glad y'all stopped by. If you're returning viewers, happy to have you. If you're new viewers, happy to have you. Hope y'all have a good night. If you're watching this in the future, I hope the weather is nice. I will be streaming for several hours tomorrow, various games. There'll be some Geometry Dash in there, but then some other stuff too. Planning on playing a few hours of Red Dead Redemption 2, and some other stuff as well. So perhaps I will see you there. But well, that's the end of that. Well, we got to the end as I was getting to the end of the conversation. So 97% normal mode, 19% in practice mode. That didn't work out so good, but you know, it worked out okay. I hate to leave with all of you here, but I've absolutely got to go to bed. Also, I'm getting on it being too late for me to be talking loud in my house. So I'll see all of you later, perhaps. And good night, everybody. Good night, Natasha. Good night, Sprite and Zalard and Quinn and Houston Astros. Good night, Block Peace and Auroras. Good night, Kamoshida. Sorry if I've missed anyone's names that's been around in there. Good night, Zandel. Good night, Liam. Good night, everyone. Thank you guys so much, and that's gonna do it for me today. And yep, you have a good one.